Hey foodies, let's make these beautiful roasted Cornish hens. They're perfect for your holiday table, especially if you're intimidated by larger birds. They're so easy to cook and so delicious. Let's get into it. I'm starting with 2 Cornish hens. Each of them weigh about 1.5 pounds. And I'm starting by cleaning the hairs from the skin of the bird. Cornish hens tend to be a little bit hairier than other birds, and so I am gently using the blade of my knife, the sharpest edge, to scrape away at those hairs. The much harder ones, I have to pick at them using the blade of the knife as a support. I spend quite a lot of time doing this because we don't want to eat chicken hairs. Don't forget to also clean the cavity of the bird. Then they get a little bird bath in cold running water, and then I pat dry them gently with paper towels. Once I've dried them off well, I'm going to set them aside so I can work on the aromatics for the baking. I start with 2 medium onions that I cut into wedges and 3 stalks of celery. I'm going to put them down in my baking dish and just stagger them, it doesn't matter. I drop in about 6 cloves of peeled garlic, fresh thyme sprigs, as well as fresh rosemary sprigs, and half of a lemon sliced. That's it. Now it's time to build a dry rub. I have kosher salt, Tuscan seasoning, chili pepper, paprika, a little bit of chicken seasoning, and good black pepper. Combining that all, and then we are going to season our birds. I start with the backs first, then I flip them over, and I do the same thing to the front. Reserve a tiny bit of that dry rub for the cavity of the chickens. We want to make sure that inside of there's a good amount of seasoning as well. Rub it all in really well, cover any spots you may have missed, and then we're going to tie these birds up. First, we're going to tuck the wing tips behind the breast of the bird, just like so. Now it's time to truss the birds with kitchen twine. So you're going to go underneath and you're going to wrap under and around each of the legs, with the goal being to cross the legs and tie a double knot. Let's do it slower this time. So go underneath the legs, we have 2 equal ends, crisscross. Go under and over on one leg, under and over on the other leg, cross the legs, tie a knot, tie it again, and that's it. Remove the excess and the birds are ready. Trussing the birds are going to help them keep their shape as they cook, and they're going to look really pretty when it's time for you to present them. So go ahead and put those birds on top of those aromatics, and then we want to use some of that reserved fresh thyme and fresh rosemary to stuff the cavity of the birds. The last thing to do before setting these in the oven is to drizzle them liberally with olive oil. There they go. The birds will roast at 425 degrees for 50 minutes. At about 30 minutes, you want to baste them. If you have slightly larger birds, you can roast for up to an hour. And look at those. They are so gorgeous and perfect. Use kitchen shears to remove the twine from the legs of the chicken before presenting them for service. If you use a really nice casserole dish, you can serve these in the dish that they were cooked in. Add fresh herbs and fresh lemon slices, and voila. Beautiful. You can also remove the hens and add them to a really nice white serving platter. Here I'm putting down sage, and cranberries just to make the platters look very festive. And there you have them, guys. Beautiful roasted Cornish hens. They're so delicious. Happy cooking, foodies!